through the middle road here.
Okay.
How are you? Come on in.
Hello.
How are you? Hey, got GoPro, very good.
Alrighty, everyone got their seatbelts on? Oh, who looks?
Wait for the camera.
Big wave for Krista. Welcome to Rapid Set. My name's Sam. You all looking forward to it?
Yes.
Where's everyone from? Where are you guys from?
Melbourne, Australia.
Awesome. Welcome. What about you guys?
The Netherlands.
Welcome. You guys?
Vietnam.
Yep. Cool. Down back. Nice. What about you guys?
Wales and England.
Awesome. Well, we're going to have an awesome trip today. Good hot day for a day. We'll just do safety first of all. Been zipped up and clipped. We're just clipped. Yep. All good. Got a blue first aid kit up here with a few tools as well. There's a fire extinguisher under my seat and one in the engine bay. Under your guys' seat there are 4 paddles. Good luck with them. That's when you want to go faster. This is our radio. It will keep us in touch with base. They'll be looking after us. Carry a cell phone with me too. Now when you guys see me do this, we're going to do a big spin left or right. So just hold on nice and tight to that silver bar. Arms nice and wide. Keep those feet firmly on the ground. Otherwise we'll get into it. Sound good? Yeah. Sweet. And when we burn back through here, Crystal's going to be up there grabbing a few photos. We'll do a spin right there, so make sure you give her a big wave.
Too late now.
Now, this big block of concrete in front of us here is the Atiatia Power Station. So this was built in the 1960s, 1 of 7 on the river. It only has 3 turbines, but it can produce enough power for 88,000 homes. Pretty good for an old block of concrete, eh? What do you reckon? Send it? No, on the way back. So they do 4 gate releases from the dam a day, 10, 12, 2 and 4, and that just recreates the original flow of the river here. We can do emergency releases from here too. A few years ago they let out so much that they blew out that whole bank up there, so let a fair bit out. 90 kilometres an hour. Chugs along all right. Pretty slow though. We'll see how hard we can thrash it. Native to New Zealand, the Aussies will try and claim it. No, listen. Fun fact about this wreck, it was like 7 boats that sunk going through it. The harbour master was the last one.
Captain Sam's got the best job in the world.
Pretty rough with all the paperwork up there and that. Do you guys have any questions at all about anything you've seen? No questions, a silly
Didn't
one.
really get to see much.
Yep.
Teddy
Teddy bear. So they filmed Yogi Bear there. So I don't know if anyone's ever seen that, but in Yogi Bear he jumps off a big rock with a pine tree growing out of it, and he just stayed there after the filming. He didn't want to leave. We put an All Blacks jersey on it. We stole it off our boss's 1-year-old when a whole lot of rugby teams came through, just to remind them where they were. 496 Chevy big block, so it's 500 horsepower. Chucks along all right, eh?
Yeah, that's right.
Because we're in a jet boat, we're only driving in this much water. We're just skimming across the top. Big hole in the bottom, all the water gets sucked up through there. We're pushing out 500 litres a second out our back unit. So it's a fair bit. They're pretty cool. Yeah, it's insane what these can run. And you go down south, they'll have like 30-seater jet boats, and yeah, they're running in like this much water. It's nothing at all. It's crazy. Yeah.
Nice.
So, this is the Waikato River here, longest river in New Zealand. It's 425 kilometres long. So Lake Taupō in town, that's the source of this river. So this is the only thing that drains it all out. It's a huge flow coming through here, and it's a public waterway, so anyone can come and use it. We get jet boats coming up here, jet skis, kayakers, all sorts. So it's a lot of fun.
Have you ever sunk a canoeist?
Not yet. They tried it though. They like to ride behind our wake and everything.
Yeah.
Got a jet ski club that comes out, 17 of them, and they always ride around the side of the boat like a big motorbike gang or something. But then you just give like a little bit of like flip of the throttle. They burn out pretty quick. Rescued one 2 weeks ago. Just ran out of gas. Yeah, and he'd been burning around our boat and cutting in front, and then I found him half an hour later. We just left him there for like an hour and then came and got him. But no, it's a cool little area. So from here, carries around the corner. River gets real boring, it's just wide and that. But it goes 40 k's before you hit the next power station, which is the Atamuri, and then it goes to the Karapedo and on and on and on. So it travels a real long way.
How's the jet ski, Laura?
Every trip. Burn 2 litres a minute.
Yeah.
Yep. Just a wee bit, eh? No, they go good though. Yeah. Alrighty, keep burning on, and if you do have any more questions along the way, just feel free to give me a shout. So yeah, Yogi Bear right here. So in that movie, they jump off that rock with the tree growing out of it. The other film they did here was King Kong. So in that one, there's a scene where the lady gets washed out down the river. So they did that here. Yeah. That view along here. They also filmed some of Mr. Pip here. Don't know if anyone's seen that. No one has. I haven't seen it. Any other questions popped up so far?
Why is it a funny colour, this? What's it full of?
It's that greeny colour. So basically, Lake Taupo in town's an active volcano. So that erupted 2,000 years ago, and all around the area it brought down this layer of pumice and all of this kind of volcanic rock. So the rain filters through that and it gives it that greeny colour. So it's all fresh water here, you can drink it, nothing wrong with it at all. And it's because it's filtering through that huge rock layer, so it's a real nice natural filter, but that's why it's got that colour there. Yeah, it's all minerals and that in the rock.
Yes, Pet, you did get really wet just now. In the rock face, we've noticed, and we came on a walk earlier, the birds are burrowing into the rock face to make nests. What birds are they?
So it's not birds, so
right.
I'll show you a good example further up, but when Lake Taupo erupted, there used to be a whole forest all along here and it buried that whole thing. So all of the logs have rotted out and it leaves all those big holes. But you get birds nesting in there, using those holes, and it's starlings.
Right.
So you get a lot out here, yeah.
Right.
Alrighty, keep burning on. erupted, brought down this huge layer of pumice and ash, buried all of our forests, and those logs have all slowly rotted out over the last 2,000 years. So this here is native tortuga, along with being fossilised and petrified from the eruption, has its own natural preserving resin, which is why it's stuck around so long. You can stand up if you want, take a look over the side.
Some trees like thousands of years old.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
These ones that are lying mid-river, they're just pines and that, but anything that's sticking out of their bank is 2,000 years old.
Fossils.
Yeah.
Are we gonna crash?
Crash into this? Probably. It's my first day. I did 150 hours and 2,000 runs of this river on this boat.
2,000 dollars.
2,000 runs, yeah. It's like Mr. Miyagi and the Karate Kid. You do it section by section. So I did from here up to that dam, and I spent 2 weeks on that. Didn't go anywhere further down there. I learned where every single stick and rock was and that. And you learn the spells too. I reckon the hardest part of learning was just sitting up like this and yarning to people and still going, oh, I want to go out here or out there. Yeah, but no, they train you really slow and well. But recreationally, you don't need a license for one of these. You get people coming here with like 1,000 horsepower behind them and that, burning up. They've just bought it at some big store and that, so it's pretty crazy.
Don't go in on a big rock that they can't see.
Yeah. Nah, it's cool though.
Any fish under the river?
Lots of brown and rainbow trout. I'll go find some soon. I'm a fish whisperer, I can call them in.
Oh, you've got a little bag of food in your pocket.
Sorry?
You've got a little bag of food in your pocket.
Alrighty. Trout. Coming out here.
Sorry, love. One was an older comedy called Without a Paddle. I don't know if anyone's seen that. They filmed some of that here. And the other one was part of the second Hobbit movie. So in that one there's a scene with, yep. The what, sorry?
That's another question.
It's an overflow, that, no?
The little spring up there.
Yeah.
It's a little natural spring.
Oh, right.
So it comes out of that mountain there. So when they built that in the 60s, it's been flowing like that ever since. So strong and powerful that they just had to divert it. Yeah?
Why was there a man fight next to the river?
Oh, what, sorry?
Why was there a dam?
The big dam. So that creates a whole lot of power for the whole area. There's 3 big wheels inside it, and they spin around and it creates electricity. That, along with our geothermal out here for 40% of the North Island. That's a fair bit. So the barrel up here, second Hobbit movie, there's a scene in that one where the jumping wine barrels end up floating off down the river. It's one of the original barrels up there, so they lost it, we stole it. And what they did was about 5 days of filming, so they brought the water flow right up here, so it covered all of these rocks, threw the barrels in, filmed them all coming down, brought them back up. They did that again, $30,000 an hour. Oh, 4 minutes long, it costed them $1 million to film it, that scene. Over 5 days. Just a wee bit, eh? Yep. It's my rum barrel. Pirate. It's full of money and stuff. Made it, all in one piece. Thanks for coming out, guys. Hope you all enjoyed that. What's the plan now? Food, beer on the lake. Yeah, yep. Good way to end the day. So when we get back in, I'll tie off, then I'll get the back row to climb out first, middle row, then the front row. Head on up, Krista will grab your life jacket. You can check out all those photos she took. If you guys use TripAdvisor too and feel like leaving a review, my name's Sam. But otherwise, safe travels. Thank you very much for coming out.
Okay, thank you.
No worries at all. Oh, thanks guys.
Thanks for keeping us alive.
No worries. Yeah, only just. I just live it day by day. If you guys like engines too and you want to stick around, once everyone's out, I'll pop the hood up. Feel free to stick around or just burn up the path. Yep.
Why is there an owl just over there?
Scares off all the other birds. Makes cleaning easier.
Dig.
Alrighty, back row, come on. Thanks for coming out, mate. Thanks so much, hope you enjoyed that. Thank you very much. Cheers. Thanks, mate. Thanks for coming. Come on up. Thanks for coming out, hope you enjoyed that.
Thank you
so much, cheers.